guys, welcome back to Supplement Review. Now, this is the first video from my new house, so I'm still kind of working out where the best place to film is, so bear with me. This is the review for Rocket Ride, and this review is sponsored by Apex Supplements, so shout to them for sending me the Rocket Ride for this review. So if you want to get your hands on some Rocket Ride, haven't watched this review, go and get it from Apex Supplements. Those kind of relationships are really important to help keep the channel growing. Rocket Ride is a budget pre-workout. It's a little bit of an all-in-one, and it's quite a hard hitter from what I've heard. Now, because of COVID and the lockdown, unfortunately we don't have any public testers for this review, but I've used Rocket Ride for a week, and we do have a formula breakdown from Richard Foster, owner of Strong Sports Nutrition. So what are my thoughts having tried this? Now, I had the jelly bean flavour. I've got to say the flavour was a little bit off-key, not one of the better ones I've tasted, but once you start getting to look at the stimulants that are in here, it kind of makes sense. Got some decent pumps off this. It felt, to me, very much like some of the American pre-workouts, like Specimen. It's for sort of your Himbine feeling where you get the chills, and it reminded me of cocaine as well, the pre-workout cocaine, not actual cocaine. So those were the two things that really sprung to mind in terms of feeling-wise from this product. But what's in it? For that, we turn to Richard Foster, owner of Strong Sports Nutrition, for his breakdown of Rocket Ride.
Good morning, good evening or good afternoon depending on when you're watching this. My name is Richard Foster from Strom. It's very cold here and today Tariq has asked me to have a look at the formula for Rocket Ride. This is a panel that initially seems to tick a lot of boxes. Nothing in it is crazy, but I also don't think that we've seen these doses of these ingredients used together previously. So you've got kind of your standard B vitamins, vitamin C in there. You've got 100 mcg of chromium piclinate. Now, chromium piclinate is commonly used as a GDA. There are some other uses for it. It's unusual to see it in pre-workout, but not unwelcome. 4,000 milligrams of straight L-citrulline, so the equivalent of kind of 6 grams of citrulline malate at a 2-to-1 ratio, so a good dose. People love to see 6, 8, 10 grams of citrulline these days. I think that's probably unnecessary for the vast majority of users and can have something of a counterproductive effect in a stimulant formula. 3,000 milligrams of beta-alanine, just below what is now regarded as industry standard, but I think that's fine. 2,000 milligrams of acetyl-L-Carnitine. Now, L-carnitine is involved in fat metabolization. It helps move fat across cell walls to be used as fuel. I think any claims about it being a fat burner, particularly in this form, are misguided, but there is some evidence around it improving performance. I think they are tenuous, but I assume that is the reason it's been included, and 2,000 milligrams, 2 grams of it is a good dose. A gram of taurine, becoming a very common ingredient in pre-workouts now. It's an osmolyte, it increases performance from the first dose, and a gram is a decent, efficacious dose. Half a gram of NAC-L-tyrosine. Now, a large proportion of the supplement industry disagrees with me and says that straight tyrosine is better because it raises blood tyrosine levels more quickly, which it does. I prefer N-acetyl-L-tyrosine because it takes time to release into your system, and I think where it has real value is in offsetting a post-workout crash by replenishing dopamine when you finish training. If you use straight L-tyrosine, if anything, you can get a bigger crash because you get a big push up in tyrosine levels while you're training and then it drops off at the same time as you would crash. So I really like N-acetyl-L-tyrosine. That's why we choose to use it. 300 milligrams of citicoline, bioavailable form of choline in the same kind of vein as alpha-GPC. So that helps with focus. I find citicoline is a little bit more cognitive. Alpha-GPC at a high dose can make me sleepy. 250 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous, bang in the sweet spot, I believe, below the dose at which it can start to become gains inhibitive. And then we've got the bits that are a little bit different. Koa extract. This is one of those kind of adaptogenic herbs that contains caffeine, like guarana, but also contains other bits. Now, I said 250 milligrams, I believe, is the sweet spot for caffeine, but then we've got 200 milligrams of koala nut extract at 20% caffeine. So we're getting another 40 milligrams of caffeine there. That takes us to 290. And then you're getting 160 milligrams of seed extract, botanicals, which may or may not have a stimulatory effect of itself. And then guarana, again, another 22% caffeine in that at 125 milligrams. So give or take, you're getting another kind of 25, 26 milligrams of caffeine from there. So we're kind of at the 310. So still in anywhere between kind of 250 and 350, I think, is acceptable. Then got 70 milligrams of hordenine. Now, hordenine is really good for promoting kind of a feeling of well-being and alertness without being twitchy or buzzy. Some question marks over its compliance, but it's not something that I've seen action particularly anywhere. Grains of Paradise. 50 milligrams of grains of paradise. It's a good dose. It's standardized to 12.5% 6-paradol. Grains of Paradise is primarily or traditionally used in fat burners, and it's actually one of the ingredients out there that's got a little bit of data around it. It's not a bad ingredient. I suspect that its use here is to increase your body temperature, because if you sweat more and you're hotter, you kind of feel like your pre-workout's done more. I could be wrong, but that's what I suspect it's there for. And then 5 milligrams of black pepper extract. Black pepper extract inhibits an enzyme in your urinary tract and allows all the other ingredients to stay in your system longer. The caveat with that for me is if you're taking your pre-workout late at night, this is patented by a pairing, but it's the same bloody thing. If you're taking your pre-workout late at night, it can make it take longer to get out of your system, which might be a bad thing. So on formula, a good all-round moderate to high stim pre-workout with a few interesting twists, but nothing out of this world. The bit with this anecdotally that I've heard is that it feels very much like there's something else going on. Now, whether that is a synergistic effect of those ingredients or whether that's something that's not completely clear from the label, I couldn't comment. So use with caution. But it's a product that when I saw the label, the front of the label, I immediately dismissed as that looks like crap. It looks like it's in the same kind of vein as AK-47, just thrown together to make a couple of quid. And actually, there is a lot more to this product.
Okay, thank you very much, Richard. So, in conclusion, this is actually a pretty decent all-in-one budget product. If you're looking for something on the cheaper end of the market that's still going to kick. At 30 servings, it is good value. You can get it from the guys at Apex Supplements. But where would it sit on our leaderboards? In terms of our strength board, I'm going to put this up here. Now for me, it really fucking kicked, but it's going to depend on how you get on with the ingredients, but it's definitely not one for people who are looking for that low stim product or even the mid stim. I think this is definitely on the upper end of strong. Now in terms of the overall leaderboard, I would put it about here. It's good value, it packs a punch. It's not going to be for everybody because it is quite intense, but that's the kind of pre-workout I like, so it does quite well in my rankings. So, in conclusion, if you're looking for a cheap, high-stim option with some pump and a little bit of focus, then it's a good choice. If you're looking for something that is non-stim, it's not going to be for you. If you don't tolerate stimulants very well, it's not going to be for you. But if you're looking for something cheap that's going to punch you in the dick, you do a lot worse. Thank you very much to the guys at Apex Supplements for sponsoring this review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.